Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new here, we primarily talk about makeup and hair tips, and sometimes we throw in a little bit of lifestyle. So today we are going to be talking about 3 easy steps that you guys can do to make your makeup last without smudging underneath a mask. So first of all, the most important step is to have proper skincare for your skin type. If you guys haven't seen my skincare for skin types video, I will link it right here. You guys can check that out after this video. But once you have your skincare all taken care of, your face is going to be a better canvas and more accepting to your base foundation. So for instance, if you have dry skin, you need to address that, or you're just going to have your makeup flake off with your dry skin. If your skin is very oily, it's going to rub off on your mask. So that is first and foremost. And then second of all, when you apply your base foundation, this is my Perfect Complexion Palette from Limelife. I am a Limelife by Alcone rep. Any of these tips that I'm going to give you apply for any makeup across the board that you're going to use, but the makeup I'm going to share with you guys is primarily Limelife by Alcone because, like I said, I am a rep. Make sure that you are applying your base foundation in thin layers. And if you guys want to see a video on applying specifically the Limelife by Alcone foundation, I have 2 different ways to apply it depending on your skin type and what you prefer to apply with. I will link that video here as well. You guys can check that out. But number 2 after skincare is setting your base foundation with a translucent setting powder. So a lot of questions that I get are, is a powder foundation the same as a setting powder? And usually not. Usually a setting powder is a finer milled powder to prevent creasing and things like that, especially if you're setting under your eyes. So that's why you're going to want to use a translucent setting powder. This is the Perfect Translucent Setting Powder. It's a pressed setting powder from Limelife by Alcone. And then there are loose versions. So this is the Laura Mercier loose translucent setting powder. And so what this is going to do, if you, this is a strange analogy, I know, but if you think of like when you were a kid and you make mud pies, so the runnier your mud pie is, the more it's going to slip and slide around. But when you thicken that up and you add more mud and you make it thicker, it becomes more sturdy and more stable, less slip. So that is essentially what a setting powder is going to do to your base, your liquid, your cream foundation. So once you have your foundation set, I do have to add one more little tip, that if you do have drier or textured skin types, you do just want to apply in the areas of your mask and try to avoid too much powder in textured areas or areas that are super dry, like under your eyes, because it will accentuate lines. So you just want to put enough to set your base foundation in place. Step number 3 is to set all of your makeup in place once you have set it with a powder. So it's kind of like, it's going to create this awesome bulletproof sandwich, because you're going to have your liquid, then your powder, then your liquid, and all 3 of these put together create a very bulletproof makeup. So what you want to do is liberally spray a setting spray all over your makeup, and that's going to set the powder and also make it look not so dusty on your face. And so this is almost like a hairspray for your makeup. This is the Time Setter Makeup Finish Oil-Free Setting Spray from Limelife by Alcone, which is the formula of the Scandinavia setting spray. So it is a phenomenal setting spray. It's what I use on all of my brides, bridesmaids, formal makeup applications to lock that makeup down to last all night. So this is really going to help set your makeup so that it creates this, like I said, it's almost like a hairspray for your makeup, but it's not going to feel, you're not going to feel it on your face or anything like that. Alternatively, like I say, if you don't have this or you're in a pinch, you can take and apply your setting powder with a damp makeup sponge. So this one is the one from Limelife. So what you want to do is wet it under your tap, make sure it's fully saturated. I go like this and squeeze it a couple times, make sure it's right full of water, squeeze it out, towel dry it, and then you want to take your setting powder, pick it up with your sponge, and set it in the areas where your mask sits. So what that's going to do is sort of the same idea of what a setting spray is going to do, where the wetness of the sponge is going to set the powder in place and really lock it in. I find that this technique doesn't quite work as well as the setting powder, but it will be better than not using anything at all. And I do have to add one not makeup related tip. I will try and find a link to it. Is you guys can get these plastic guards that you can put inside your mask that hold your mask away from your face, so you have the least amount of fabric touching your face. So I'll try to find a link for that. I'll try and post a picture over here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But those are my tips. Let me know if you guys have any tips in the comments that you've tried that work amazing that I didn't mention in here. Let me know if you guys try this, if this helps. I hope it does. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys have not subscribed yet, consider subscribing and click the little bell so you guys get notifications when I post new videos. Last week I did a video on how to remove the brassy yellow tones out of your blonde hair and how to maintain that from color to color. So I will link that video right here. I'll also link another video right here. You guys can click my face right here to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you guys next Monday. Bye-bye. Brody, what do you have there, honey? What do you have?